Vanakkam. Welcome back to our course on SAP production planning. In this session, we will discuss about various options available for lot size activities, lot sizing procedure, like a minimum lot size, maximum lot size, those kind of things. So before going to session, let us see what are the things we discussed so far. We discussed about the production planning and business process in SAP, the different production types, and what is the organization structure, overview of master data for SAP PP, then basic and purchasing views, then MRP 1 view. So far we discussed about MRP group, MRP type, reorder point and how to calculate the reorder point automatically, planning time fence, what is planning cycle in MRP controller, and the lot sizing procedure, how the different lot sizing procedures give proposals in different way. This week we will discuss about the lot sizes because a lot of dilemma, right, when we fix the lot sizes. So whether we have to how much is should be our minimum lot size we need to order, how much is the maximum lot size we can order, or what is the maximum stock level we can maintain into the plant, or what should be the standard size, like how to round off some quantities what is proposed by the system, or if you have some scrap which is getting generated during production, how to handle them. So these are all the many questions which are there, right? Fixing these parameters are very important because we should not order something very minimum quantities frequently. At the same time we cannot order very big quantity at in a single order, and also, like, if you have some limitation or capacity, we cannot exceed the capacity and order the quantities. Also, right now, to have a convenient of the suppliers to supply the materials, we should cannot order one piece, two piece, or 52 pieces, 53 pieces, like that. We have to some standard sizes. So those things we need to define them properly, which will help the business to run smoothly and also make the procurement activities smooth. Now we'll see each parameter, how do they work. First, let us see what is the minimum lot size. Minimum lot size is that the minimum quantity which has to be proposed from the MRP planning or MPS planning. After arriving at what is the net requirement to be proposed, like a net requirement is calculated how, that what is the stock available, what are all the open orders, what is the receipt expected, remaining things, right? That is the net requirement quantity. So that quantity may be very few numbers, but the suppliers may be asking for no, I need a minimum this much quantity to be ordered, to be placed. So at that time we need to use this minimum lot size. For example, your requirement may be only 10 numbers or 12 numbers, but the supplier will be needing always a minimum lot size of 50 numbers. So maybe you would have discussed with him, then you would have agreed, yes, I will always place 50 numbers as order. Then how to make that system to make, give the proposal? We have to use this field minimum lot size, right? So if you don't use this minimum lot size, what exactly the requirement, what is coming from system will give it, right? That's what, that is the purpose of this minimum lot size. And then there is a maximum lot size. Okay, so maximum lot size, when it will come, for example, as a supplier, right, then he will say that no, every time when you place the order, for each order or each line item, give much this much only, don't place more than this, I cannot supply like that, right? They may ask for it. Or when you release a production order, they will say that for each batch I can produce 500 numbers. For example, if you take heat treatment, right, they can give only some maximum this much load only. Beyond that, if you release the order also, there is no use of it, right? So we have to fix a maximum lot size. That size, those kind of things we can fix using this maximum lot size. And if you fix this, if you fill the, sorry, if you leave this field blank, then whatever the quantity you get, that is what the system will propose. No, it will not consider any maximum. At the same time, after reaching the maximum, right, then system will split the proposal into the next proposal. Okay, so it will consider the total proposal. For example, right, you want to have the total quantity of 120 numbers, but the supplier or the production needs only 40 numbers for each order, then system will give 3 orders or 3 proposal lines for this, so that you can release these orders separately or a separate schedule. So they will also process them like a 40 40 40, like that. So that is the purpose of this maximum lot size. And there is a fixed lot size. So what is a fixed lot size? When we use the lot sizing procedure fx, at that time fixed lot size is used. So what is the purpose of fixed lot size? There are some no, like production or some suppliers, they will want always the order should be in that particular lot size only, because their batch size is fixed accordingly. So they want to have that much size only. Whatever orders you are giving, whatever the line items you are giving, that the fixed lot size should be always like this. And also when you are using the reorder point strategy like VB or V1 or VM, at the time also what is the quantity to be proposed by the system, at the time also this fixed lot size will be used, right? Next is the maximum stock level. So what is the maximum stock level? Let us assume that you are having a tank where the tank capacity is 20 kiloliters, and whatever you order it, that quantity should not go beyond 20 kiloliters. Or even if you have some silo where the silo capacity is 20 kiloton, 20 metric tons, or it may be 20 meter cube. So beyond that you cannot keep the material there, right? Or your warehouse is there, you can keep only 1000 cartons there, so you should not order more than 1000 cartons. So those things, right, whatever the order you give it, what is the current stock, what is the maximum stock, the difference only system has to propose. So what should not exceed that maximum stock level, that is covered through this maximum stock level field. And then we are having the field called assembly scrap. So when do we use this assembly scrap? For example, when you produce something in the machine, right? For example, you plan to produce 1000 numbers, but always you expect some 1% scrap there. So which means that you will produce 1010, right? Then only 1000 you will get. So because the machine is designed like that, or when you are doing the setup, there may be some wastage, like that it may be there. So accordingly, you have to procure your materials accordingly, right? So this is the header material. Accordingly, you have to procure the material. So the total quantity what you need to produce, no, or then accordingly this assembly scrap will add that much quantity and then will propose it. That scrap percentage you have to maintain it here. It may be 1% or 2% depending on the business process and how the machine is working. There is another scrap called component scrap that we will be discussing when we are discussing the MRP4 view. And there is another field, right? There is a rounding value. So what is the purpose of this rounding value? For example, when you are working out some proposal, right? So then you are getting a proposal, but the supplier is always give, no, they want to give that every time when you order it, they will give only the 5 numbers or 10 numbers or 100 numbers only. Let us take an example. If your proposal is 3543, your rounding value 1 means system will give proposal 3543, no issue. But if the rounding value is 5, then it will give 3545. For rounding value 1000, it will give proposal of 4000. I will give one simple example. There is a crate of cool drinks, right? If you place the cool drinks order, then the crate may occupy only 24 bottles. You cannot order 10 bottles or 12 bottles or 13 bottles if you want to buy something bulk for a shop, right? You have to buy one crate. So in that crate, you have to round off the unique quantity like 24 numbers. Another example, the fasteners. No, the fasteners will be always packed in the numbers of like 500 or 1000 like that. You cannot order 450, 460, 480 like that. You have to place order 500. Then the supplier also will supply that 500 or 1000 in terms of that. So they will give one pouch or one bag like that, right? So that's how whenever you want to have this kind of materials which can be handled with this kind of a pack size or box size or like a crate size, at the time you have to use this rounding value. So we discussed these various attributes in this lot sizing procedure. These are very important because they are deciding that how the lot size has to be proposed for each planning proposal or the procurement proposal which is coming from MRP and MPS, right? And this also will be helpful to run the business smooth because you will not create some crazy numbers when you are having the proposals. It will be having some meaningful numbers when you place the order. So it will also improve the relationship between supplier and buyer. But at the same time, whatever the minimum order quantity or maximum order quantity or rounding value, these things should be agreed between the supplier and buyer. And again, for users, it is strongly suggested to use these options and test them, and also discuss with your buyers, means your department buyers, the procurement team, you discuss with them, accordingly fix these quantities. And for consultants, please explain these things to the users so that they can use these options and they can improve their business process efficiency in the better way. So in the next session, right, we will discuss what the next important point, which is called MRP area. This MRP area has become very important thing, and also in SAP S4 HANA versions, this is playing very important role. So we'll discuss this in the next session. So please give your feedback and to improve this flow and contents, and also visit our website www.vgrowin.com. And please suggest your friends and colleagues to subscribe to our channel to share our knowledge to what we do now, right? Thank you all. See you in the next session. Bye.